vast, arid landscape is where Australian ranchers scratch out a living. Some ranches, or stations as they're called out here, cover 400,000 hectares. Farming this amount of land would be impossible without the Australian working dog. But these guys can also harbour a parasite that turns man's best friend into a killer. And I'm about to get up close and personal with this potentially fatal disease. I take it there's some beer in there.
Oh dear, sorry to disappoint you. No beer this time, but I've got a very special present for you. I have got something fantastic from a local New South Wales abattoir. Look at this. This is
Oh,
special.
my word. These are hydatid cysts inside a sheep lung. Oh, look at those. This is a direct result of dog poo. An infected dog has had a poop on some grass, and this poor sheep has eaten that grass and become infected. Adult hydatid tapeworms live inside a dog's gut, where they produce hundreds of eggs every day. But these eggs can't mature inside the dog. The eggs must move to a herbivore to continue their life cycle. And the escape route's not pretty. Sheep ingest those eggs when they eat grass near or where a dog has defecated, becoming the next host. That's what happened to this guy, and once he digested the eggs, things got nasty. Those eggs have got down into its intestines and hatched into tiny, clawed larvae. These larvae have migrated through the body and then settled in one of the internal organs. In this case, the lung. And then that larvae has produced a cyst.
Something even better for you.
Better or worse?
Well, it depends on your perspective. Look at this. This was a special present. Look at this.
Oh, my word. That's a liver, yeah? That is... I mean, that's almost all cyst.
Great, isn't it?
Oh, look. There's next to no liver.
Yeah.
A sheep can potentially end up with one cyst for every egg it digests. And each cyst contains tens of thousands of next-generation tapeworms. Now, these worms can live in us in the same way as they live in sheep, and they can produce cysts in our lungs, which give us chest pains, or we might cough up blood. They can produce cysts in the liver, giving us abdominal pains. They can even produce cysts in our heart or in our brains. If a cyst grows in a human being, the prognosis isn't good. Drugs don't work because they have a protective wall around them, so the only option is usually surgery, and this is a risky business. If a cyst bursts, it can kill you. If during operations some of the little tapeworm heads escape, you might end up with hundreds of new cysts. Not a pretty thought. And you can contract it simply by petting your dog. Dogs sniff each other's butts, they lick themselves, and if you let that dog lick you or stroke infected fur, you can become infected. The disease occurs worldwide, and in Australia alone, about 50 people a year become infected. Although there's a vaccination for sheep, there's no vaccination yet for human beings, so the key is not to become infected in the first place. And if you're looking after dogs, don't give them undercooked or uncooked meat, or especially offal, which are the internal organs. Because if it's from an infected sheep, you'll reinfect the dog and continue the cycle of this potentially fatal disease.